If you want to be gritty, you've got to have a change in your vision. You've got to have a change in your view. Instead of just seeing with your natural eyes, you have to develop an internal vision, an internal capacity to see what can only be seen through the eyes of a relationship with God. A vision that helps you to see beyond just your circumstances. Another word for that vision is perspective. To have the right perspective on God, the right perspective on yourself, the right perspective on other people, the right perspective on the world around you. Because if your perspective, if your internal vision is warped, if your internal vision is clouded, if your internal vision is misdirected, you're going to have a hard time persevering. Because all you're going to see are the problems of life around you. You'll never see beyond that. You need to see, and I need to see, and our children need to see through what I would call God lens. To see through the perspective of God. And there's a story in the Bible that I want to remind you of in the book of 2 Kings chapter 6. It's the story of the prophet Elisha. And there was a time in Elisha's ministry when he was being attacked by a group of people, actually surrounding him by an army of Syria coming against him. And he had one of his servants there with him. And we find this story described for us in 2 Kings chapter 6. And I want you to notice the difference in the vision between Elisha and Elisha's servant and the prayer that Elisha prayed, a prayer that you and I need to pray as well. When the servant of the man of God got up and went out early the next morning, this is the servant of Elisha. An army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. "Oh, no, my Lord, what shall we do?" the servant asked. And so the servant wakes up early the next morning, one morning, and he looks out and he sees this vast army surrounding he and Elisha, two of them. That's all he could see. Me, Elisha. Didn't see anybody else. All that he saw was the army, the enemies surrounding him. And notice verse 16, "Don't be afraid," the prophet answered. What do you mean, don't be afraid? There are two of us and we're surrounded by all this host of enemies. But Elisha said, listen to this, "those who are with us are more than those who are with them."